Fears. Fears is defined as the unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain, or a threat. Fears are normal. I mean, every single person on this planet has a fear and is afraid of something. And for me, one of my biggest fears throughout my life was roller coasters. Now I know roller coasters themselves aren't scary, but I was always scared to get on them. You see, growing up, I was never really a thrill seeker. Like most kids, I liked riding my bike, I liked racing go-karts, I liked jumping on a trampoline, but when it came to the big thrills like roller coasters, I was never really a fan. Why? I never really liked how it made me feel. The stomach feeling you get when you're going down a big drop, or the G-forces you experience when you're going really fast and being thrown all over the place. To be honest, I just did not like that feeling. Pair that with other fears I had, roller coasters were something I was just never really a fan of. Truth be told, there were even times where I went to Universal Studios or Six Flags or Disney and only rode the kiddie rides. However, that changed about 5 years ago when I went to Disney World with my family and I decided to finally get on a roller coaster. Which roller coaster? Big Thunder Mountain. I know. Big Thunder Mountain is not a scary roller coaster. It's a kiddie coaster. And you're right, it's meant for families. However, I decided to start small and get on Big Thunder Mountain. Now, I don't have any clips from my first experience on Big Thunder Mountain, but I can tell you I absolutely loved it. And after getting off that ride, I decided to go get on another roller coaster. Seven Dwarves Mine Train. Yes, another kiddie coaster, but now in the span of one day, I have now ridden 2 roller coasters. So this gave me an idea. I did not have to go on the biggest roller coaster to overcome my fear of roller coasters. That might have been the quickest way to do it, but instead what I could do is each time I visit a theme park, I could ride another roller coaster that they have at that theme park. So on that same trip, we went over to Universal Studios and I got to ride Escape from Gringotts and The Mummy. And the next year when I visited Disney World, I got to ride Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom. So now in the span of 2 years, I have ridden 5 roller coasters that I was too scared to ride before. Fast forward 2 years after that, I visited Universal Studios Islands of Adventure to get on a roller coaster, which at that time was going to be the scariest roller coaster I have ever ridden. Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure. I loved it. And after riding Hagrid's, I decided that I am going to overcome my fear of roller coasters and ride any ride I want to. So after that day, I made a list of rides that I wanted to ride to gradually overcome my fear of roller coasters. So here's how this list goes. So it starts with Big Thunder Mountain, Seven Dwarves Mine Train, Escape from Gringotts, The Mummy, Space Mountain, and Hagrid's. Now those were the ones that I have completed, but now I wanted to make a list of ones I wanted to complete, and it went as follows: Expedition Everest, the Incredicoaster, Rock and Roller Coaster, Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, the Incredible Hulk Roller Coaster, and Velocicoaster, which I'm considering as my be-all end-all roller coaster. So then in 2022, I finally rode Expedition Everest and I absolutely loved it. And then that same year, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind opened. I rode that and I loved it too. Then a year later, I rode Tron at Magic Kingdom, which is the fastest roller coaster I've ever ridden, and loved that one too. And now in 2024, I finally got a chance to go over to California to visit Disneyland at California Adventure to ride the Incredicoaster. And with this ride, this video gets to be the first episode of the Overcoming My Fear of Roller Coaster series on my channel. Now here's the thing with my list. What I decided to do was to basically rank this list as rides that I feel like were a little bit more extreme than the last. So for example, it starts with Big Thunder Mountain, which is like a friendly kiddie family coaster. Then goes to Seven Dwarves Mine Train. Then it went to Escape from Gringotts, which has a big drop on it. Then it was the Mummy, which is a fully in the dark roller coaster. Then Space Mountain, which is also a in the dark roller coaster, but with a little bit of a different ride vehicle. And then I rode Hagrid's, which is a fast roller coaster that has some decently sized drops, a vertical drop, a backwards launch. Then I rode Expedition Everest, which has a pretty big drop, also a drop that goes backwards. Then Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a spinning roller coaster. And then Tron, which is a 0 to 60 mile per hour launch roller coaster where you're on like a bike. So that was the last roller coaster that I've accomplished. But now we are at the Incredicoaster, and the Incredicoaster was going to be the first roller coaster that has a loop-de-loop. And that is something I've always been afraid of. Loop-de-loops, like the corkscrews, I've always been scared of those. So this was something I was nervous going into because I've never experienced a loop-de-loop before. So with that being said, I explained my backstory, I gave you my method. Let's start episode 1 of overcoming my fear of roller coasters with the Incredicoaster. We are here at California Adventure to overcome my fear of roller coasters. That's where we're going, right there. That tall little roller coaster. Whew. Whew. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I'm excited. Here's the launch. As I was walking up to this ride, I was pretty nervous. That's why I didn't really show my face much, but we had to get in line. All right, there we go. We're going on in.
Get ready for an incredible ride.
Nervous? No, I don't believe in nervous.
I'm nervous. Gulp. But after not too long of a wait, it was finally time to get on the ride. Here's our vehicle. Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry guys if I let go or something. Oh my God. I know what you're probably asking, Ricky. You don't seem very scared. You're screaming and having a fun time. You're 100% right. But this was just the beginning of the ride. The hills and the launch, I wasn't very scared of. It was mainly the loop-de-loop that I was scared of. Plus, as you can see, I was with my friend Caleb, and we were just having a fun time. Over-exaggerating clearly, but just having a fun time on this ride. Trying to be less nervous for what was about to come with the loop-de-loop.
It's better when you scream. Oh, now we're slowing down. Oh my God! Woo! Oh no! Here's the first loop-de-loop! My first ever loop-de-loop! My first ever loop-de-loop! Oh no! Woo! 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 We did it! We did it! We did it! Yes! Wait, not over yet! Ah!
Dude, we did it.
We did it! We did it!
That's it, man.
Jack! Okay, I did it. I accomplished the fear. It was fun. It was a good time. I'm going to do it again before I head out. So here's my quick review of the Incredicoaster. I absolutely loved it. It's such a fun attraction. The loop-de-loop was really fun. Wasn't that scary. What was strange about it was that when I did it, I had a lot of pressure in my head. Maybe that was just because I was screaming so much, but throughout this trip, when I got to ride this again, I didn't have that feeling. So good. I'm used to loop-de-loops now. Now we're in Avengers Campus, and we're gonna go and get some food because we're all hungry. We decided to come into Pim Test Kitchen to get some lunch.
Pepper particle pasta.
We all split one of the big candy bars and each got one of the big tacos. All right, next thing we're gonna do is the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. I have done the Tower of Terror at Disney World. I've never done it on my channel, but here's like a clip or like a picture of me on the attraction at Disney World. I don't like that attraction, that's why I don't ride it on my channel. It always makes me feel bad, so doing this is just fits in with this video, so I'm gonna be doing it again. But also, I am a huge Marvel fan, so the fact that this one's Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm excited for that aspect of it. Now, honestly, walking up to this ride, I was probably more nervous than I was riding the Incredicoaster, just because I don't like drop rides at all. That's a cool statue. Whoa.
We need to scan your biosigns. And then a simple wave of your hand will be your passport into my inner sanctuary. You will be well. One step closer to your exciting encounter with the Guardians of the Galaxy. You are now standing in my private office.
I know!
I carefully scrutinize
Each and every piece that comes to me from different parts of the galaxy that I've you this guy! Hearing your insistent blathering on a constant loop was big motivation for me to escape. I go, ouch! Ow! Oh, but that was not part of the plan! What? Of course I escaped! For those of you who have not been paying attention, the name's Rocket, one of the Guardians of the Galaxy. The smart one. Listen up. He's gonna put you on a gantry lift for your tour. I'm gonna sneak on top of your lift and take us all the way to the big old generator control room. I'm gonna blast that thing and destroy all the control systems, which will open up every cage in this freak show and free my friends. Our buddy Mantis is in the getaway ship waiting for my signal, and then we'll be on our merry way. But this plan won't work unless you help. I don't have clearance. My hands don't scan. Yours do. If you raise your hands, I get the clearance and the chaos begins. It's a foolproof plan.
All right, here we go. About to go into the elevator. I'm nervous. Now, if you guys didn't like how I was acting on the Incredicoaster, you might not love this next part, but this time I was genuinely screaming for fear. Like I said, I do not like drop rides. And I was even like debating even just cutting this whole portion out of the video, but here is me on Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout.
My dear friends, this is the moment you've been
Now show me those hands, people! Let's roll! This sucks! I hate this ride!
Trust me, we know, Ricky.
don't! No, don't do it! No, thank you! You guys are the worst superheroes of all time!
Now, I wanted to give a little bit of a reason why I don't like drop rides. So, as I explained earlier in the video, I really didn't like the stomach feeling that you get on like roller coasters or like any kind of ride that has a big drop. I'm okay when it eventually ends, but with Tower of Terror and Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, it's just constant drops. So it's like constantly feeling that. And it's like, it actually makes me feel kind of woozy.
I'm feeling woozy, yeah!
Still fun. With these type of attractions like Tower of Terror or Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, these are rides I'm only going to ride with like friends, or if I'm going with the group. I'm definitely not going to get on these attractions by myself because I have to have people with me. Like, that's not something I can do by myself. To calm my nerves on what I just experienced on that attraction, we decided to go watch the Story Time with Deadpool show they have.
It's a beautiful day in the neighbor pool. A beautiful day to be Deadpool. It's story time. Story time. We got any fans of Mr. Rogers out there? All right. I'm a pretty big fan of Captain America myself. Well, hello there, everyone. Oh, thank you, 4 people, for saying hello back. Yeah, are you guys all here for story time? Well, that's good to hear. One guy said no. Okay, well, you're already sitting down. You're kind of trapped here now. But for the rest of you, I'm glad that you're ready for story time, because I certainly have a story to tell. Gosh, I love to talk. Today's story is a beloved bedtime classic, mashed up with a very profitable licensing agreement. You guessed it, it's Cinderpool. Oh, we got some fans of Cinderpool out there. All right, nice. No spoilers now. Okay, let's see here. That doesn't work. Look at these adorable pictures, by the way. Oh, look how cute Dogpool is. Right? Thank you so much for clapping. I scribbled these myself. All right. Once upon a time. You know what? It just feels wrong when I'm doing it with myself. Why don't we all say it together, shall we? 1, 2, 3. Once upon a time. See, wasn't that so fun and interactive? Oh, the baby does think that was fun and interactive. Well, upon that time, once, Cinderpool lived in a big mansion with his shiny-headed step-professor and a bunch of hideous step-mutants. The biggest one, Colossus, was always making up stupid rules that no one cared about. Like, please stop labeling other people's food in the fridge with your own initials. The other main step-mutant, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, such a cool name, was always just texting and rolling her eyes. They were both super jealous because Cinderpool had a much, and I mean much, larger fan base. Yeah, they don't call this story time with Colossus now, do they? One day, an expendable non-union extra came running across the mansion grounds, screaming. King Thanos was planning the biggest battle of Phase 3, the last truly relevant phase. Cinderpool desperately wanted to go to the big battle, but Colossus said, no. Too dangerous. Cinderpool don't know how to be part of team. And then Colossus ripped up Cinderpool's nicest costume before Negasonic Teenage Warhead, again, such a cool name, made it explode into 1,000,000 pieces with her mind powers. And then popped her gum. Oh, so Gen Z. On fleek, Sigma, no cap. Cinderpool was very bummed and felt very vulnerable and exposed. Minus 100,000 aura, as Negasonic would say. Well, I guess Logie Bear couldn't make it out today. That's alright. Yeah, that's okay. I'm honestly used to doing it with myself anyway, so that's fine. Well, I have to go to the big battle. I need a new costume. Ow, just go find yourself another costume, alright? Stop bothering me, will you? Forget about it. I'm going off to Pim's Test Kitchen. Okay, well, after that very sage and somewhat Australian advice, Cinderpool headed off to the wardrobe department to get a freshly laundered costume. Now he was looking so demure. And then he went to the big battle. Cinderpool missed most of it, though, because he stopped for some delicious chimichangas along the way. You know, priorities, this guy gets it. Where Iron Man came flying in out of left field screaming, "Hey, take that off, all right? This is my sacrifice to make. I really don't want to be Iron Man until I'm 90. All right, I'd rather be doomed than be Iron Man again. Doomed, I tell you. Trust me, I'm just as confused as you are.
Okay, that Deadpool show was hilarious. Absolutely loved it. It's so funny. Deadpool's one of those characters who, one of my personal favorite in the MCU. For now, headed over to Radiator Springs Racers. So we decided to hop in the line for Radiator Spring Racers, but the ride did go down and they did have to evacuate the line. So then we did get some dinner at Flo 8's Cafe. I got some chicken tenders and they were delicious. I also got like a milkshake, which was also good. And then that was pretty much our whole day. We did do some other stuff that I didn't film, that I was just us hanging out at the park. Today's video was basically me just overcoming a fear and riding a roller coaster with a loop-de-loop in it. I loved it. I'm excited for the next one. And speaking of the next episode of overcoming my fear of roller coasters, we have to talk about what the next ride is going to be. So the next ride is actually going to be over at Walt Disney World at Hollywood Studios, and it's going to be the ride that is the only ride left that I have never ridden at Disney World, and that is Rock and Roller Coaster. Rock and Roller Coaster has some corkscrews, has a 0 to 60 launch into like almost like a loop-de-loop. It's a crazy attraction, so we're going to be going from the Incredicoaster with one loop-de-loop to the Rock and Roller Coaster, which has just a bunch of different stuff. So I look forward to accomplishing that ride as well. So if you're excited to see that video, subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like this video, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.